They're gamecocks. They're fighting roosters. They don't fight them or bet on them here in Hawaii. That's against the law. There's places all around the islands where they don't do that. They haven't been doing that since long before it became illegal in 1840, and they won't be doing it for at least another 500 or 600 years, I'm sure. I had a lady a while back. She was sitting right where Natasha's sitting. When I got done explaining all of that, she looked at me and said, "What in the world do they do with all those roosters then, Will?" Well, I figured I caught her off guard, so I looked back at her and said, "I'm sorry, ma'am. I cannot tell you. It's against the law." Bless her heart, she got a deer in the headlights look on her face, and then she started laughing. She figured it out. You would be hard-pressed to find a neighborhood, up, down, mid-scale neighborhood, in town or out of town, where you wouldn't have at least one neighbor within earshot raising those gamecocks in his or her front yard, side yard, backyard, sometimes all the way around the house. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words, so I put together a little album a while back. If you go by that formula, there's 10,000 words here. It's a bunch of pictures of gamecocks and their little gamecock houses. When you get to picture number 8, that's a rooster named Gorgeous George and a hen named Barkley. They wandered into our yard several months ago and set up housekeeping in one of our trees. They kind of adopted my wife and I. We liked them, so we adopted them right back. Now the next picture is some of Barkley's green-shelled eggs. She's an Araucana hen, and that particular breed of hen lays eggs with different colored shells. Some lay pink, some lay blue. Barkley lays green ones. The next picture is 3 eggs in a bowl. The really orange-looking yolk belongs to Barkley. She's a free-range chicken. She runs around loose all day long, gobbling up bugs. I think that's why her eggs are so rich. One of the bugs she likes to eat is centipedes. We get centipedes here that go 6 or 8 inches from nose to tail, and 1.5 inches or better from toe to toe. If one of those things bites you, you just want to cut your arm or leg off and make it feel better. That's how bad they hurt. Look to the left front, you'll see a bunch of buildings with green metal roofs. It looks like a university or college campus. Actually, K through 12, kindergarten through 12th grade. Kamehameha School, privately endowed, privately funded. Difficult to get a child in. It is reserved, if you will, for children of Hawaiian descent. And there are frequently more of them than there are available slots. A lady sued recently because she was not allowed to apply on behalf of her son. He was not of Hawaiian descent. He still isn't. She settled out of court for a very substantial amount of money. Would anyone care to share a guess as to how large that out-of-court settlement was? Normally, I tell people think of a number and then think of a larger number.
20 million?
Did you say 20?
Yes.
That's a little too high.
10 million?
A little lower. Not much, but a little lower.
7?
Bingo, right on the button. $7 million. Look over here to the right front. I'm going to bank a little bit to the right, and you'll see a house that looks like a circus tent, striped in orange and kind of gray. They sealed it up earlier this morning and pumped it full of gas. They're treating it for termites. Expensive proposition, but not as expensive as letting those little rascals eat your house, and they will do it. They will make your house literally fall down. Coming up on the right, excuse me, more of those gamecocks. Now here's a couple things I like to ask folks who come fly with us. How did you happen to choose Blue Hawaiian helicopters for your flight? And first of all, how did you happen to choose Hawaii for your vacation destination? There's other options in both cases. I think you made 2 excellent choices. I'm just curious how you happened to make them.
My dad is from Hawaii, so we were visiting him, and we chose Blue Hawaiian because of a pamphlet.
I'm sorry?
We chose it because of a pamphlet.
Oh, okay. Very good. Well, we're glad to have you. Ashley and Denise, how about you folks?
We'd come to Hawaii once before, and the person booking the reservations had put us in the Halekulani, and we enjoyed it so much when we were there, and we wanted to come back, and we finally did come back with our daughter, who didn't come with us the first time. And I don't know how this got picked. The butler made the arrangements.
Okay. Very good. Well, we're glad to have you. Two things I like to share with folks that come visit. Hawaii is a wonderful place to visit. It's a wonderful place to live. I lived on Kauai in 1979 and 80, and I've lived on the Big Island here a little over 7 years flying for Blue Hawaiian helicopters. We have some of the kindest, most generous people in Hawaii that you will find anywhere on Earth. But sadly, we also have what you no doubt have at home, and that is a small minority of folks who do not always treat each other the way they should. The reason I mention it is I want to caution you not to leave valuable things in the trunk of your rental car. Those folks will break into the trunk of a rental car every chance they get just to see if there's anything valuable in there. Please don't let something like that ruin your stay. The other thing is digital cameras. More and more people carry them these days. I love mine. But it's easy, especially if you're on vacation, you're out of your normal routine, you're not used to carrying it. It's really pretty easy to set it down and forget you had it with you. I did something on the computer a while back and then took a picture of the screen. It's just a little message that says, if you found this card or this camera, please call me. It has my cell phone number and our home phone number. You can go home or back after the flight and handwrite it and take a picture of what you wrote. It'll work equally well. At least then we stand a chance of somebody nice like us finding our camera and getting a phone call, and perhaps for the price of a thank you or maybe a little postage, depending on the circumstances, we get our camera, and more importantly to me, the pictures back. That's what's difficult, if not impossible, to replace, is the pictures. Any questions for me? Here's something else that's kind of handy. More and more first responders, firemen, policemen, paramedics, EMTs, when they find somebody incapacitated, they look for a cellular phone. And if they find one, they look in the list of contacts for 3 letters, ICE. It stands for in case of emergency. Mine has my wife's cell phone number and our home phone number. Hopefully it'll never happen, but if you do find yourselves or somebody finds you incapacitated, it would be nice for someone of your choice to be notified. Now we're going to be in the lava fields here in just a little bit. You're going to see 2 distinct types of lava. Brown, rough, chunky-looking lava is A'a lava, AA, one of the 4 Hawaiian words for fire. It moves around very slowly, 1,000 and 1,200 degrees Fahrenheit, hardens with big chunks mixed in, and does not reflect the sunlight. Now, the majority of what you see overall in the lava fields is different shades of gray. That is pahoehoe lava. That comes out of the ground between 2,000 and 2,400 degrees Fahrenheit. About the consistency of motor oil. Any slope at all, 20 or 30 miles an hour, the steeper the slope, the faster it'll go. It's a more dangerous lava in my opinion, not because 2,000 degree lava is going to whack you worse than 1,200 degree lava, that's a push, but it moves faster. You get careless in the vicinity of pahoehoe lava, you can get yourself in a world of hurt. You can get yourself killed if you get careless enough. It comes out of the ground a bright kind of a reddish orange, cools immediately, and gets a thin skim, if you will, of silvery gray on the surface. That floats on top and pushes up against itself. It gets all wrinkly. You will see wrinkly rock all over the place out here. Solid rock, but it's all wrinkly. Look left front, you'll see a plume of sulfur dioxide gas.